What is up, everybody? Mike over here at Growtopia, and we're starting off today in the nursery. Now it's a little later than normal that I would start planting, but it's okay. It's like a little after 9. So look at what we got going on in the freaking nursery. This is great. You guys can get your plants to look like this by just doing some simple things. 1, no heating mat. 2, under grow lights every single day during the same hours that the sun would come up and go down. Watered about every other day when needed. Everything had a little bit of JP Secret fertilizer sprinkled on it and stuff, and my also homemade fertilizer, which is my orange and my banana peels that are blended together. This is my homemade fertilizer. Now, I had somebody once ask me, tell me how much banana peel and how much orange you use. Whatever I had laying around. There is no, scientificness to it. I think it was, to be honest, I think it was like 2 oranges and 6 banana peels, something like that. Maybe 4 orange peels and 6 banana peels. I don't know what it was. I know we had like 6 bananas and we had a bag of oranges. That was it. We had our stuff. I put it in a container and then I just blended it and cleaned it and I stick it in my freezer. So, anyway, let's get out to planting. What are we doing in here? It's boring. But we got zucchini, we got spaghetti squash, and we got yellow scallop squash. We also got white scallop squash. But the white scallop squash didn't really take off as much, so we only got a couple of those. We don't have all of them yet, but we are now heading out to the beautiful garden that we got going on over here. Being I've been in and out of here already this morning, that's why it's not latched properly, because for starters, it's a little hard to open it when you got a phone in your hand. Not gonna lie. You can close it like that behind myself. I closed it behind me for a couple reasons. 1, I'm excited about how that gate come out. And 2, don't even play with me now. I was snoring last night. I get really bad congestion. I just like it more, I like it when I just enclose it, I've actually kind of like walking around looking at a lot of things that are really interesting. One thing I like about having it all enclosed, other than nothing can get in, I'm talking about like rabbits and deer and shit like that. We don't really have deer out here. We don't really actually have deer in my backyard because my whole backyard is enclosed. We have the wall over there, and then we got the gates over there. So deer can't get in here in general, but the rabbits can. And a rabbit can really ravish through this whole fucking area. And there's like 2 or 3 rabbits. So, and like I said, I'm not into killing animals, ironically. I'll go hunting, for food. But to kill an animal just because it's trying to eat, to me, is not right. I don't mind killing it for food, but I don't eat rabbit. So, I don't eat squirrel either. That's kind of like, I've eaten alligator before, an ostrich, but, it's hard to eat an ostrich. They run really fast. Anyway, so, what I like about with this being enclosed is it's kind of funny. When I was talking to myself earlier, yes, I was talking to myself. I do talk to myself. That's all this is. It's just me recording myself talking to myself. That's what videos are, if people didn't realize that. Is I could store like my soil and my mulch in here, which you're like, no shit, you could have done that before. But for some weird reason, when I enclosed it, it made it more of kind of like, its own section, its own spot, I think it's because like I can only go in and out of one spot, that now sticking bags of soil and shit everywhere is better. The only thing I've noticed is I haven't done it yet. I was doing it a lot yesterday when I was building it, but spots I used to come in from, I can't come in now because there's a fence there. But anyway, so what are we actually doing today? So we got some of these guys in here that didn't really take off at all. Cauliflower, unfortunately, got chewed to shit. I thought I had cauliflower growing, but I didn't. So, but one of the things is with all the zucchini and squashes, because I got all this open land behind me that I'm sitting on, all this grass. I actually don't have. Like, this is supposed to be a pumpkin here. Oh, what's going on with this guy? It's like they kind of just they stopped growing. I got my handy dandy scissors. I forgot my tomato clips, but that's fine. I gotta get off my ass again eventually. Get these little guys off of Amazon. They're great, man. I like them. You can just go in there and snippy. And they're super sharp. And like anything like this, I just toss in the ground. And it just goes back into the ground. I don't worry about. There's absolutely no life on these guys here. Let's get down. That's a weed. So because these are viney plants to begin with, the zucchini and the squashes, I'm just going to let them roam free. That's it. For planting wise, like I said, I'm going to go through. I got a lot of stuff that's dead here. This is kind of okay, but I got something in the corner. I got a pumpkin in the corner that's dead. So I'm just going to get rid of him. Just it looks like there's a little bit of growth on it. I could let it go. I see there is growth on it, but it's so small. So I'm going to just plant something right next to it. I'm not going to worry about if it takes off or not. I'm going to work on this whole spot. But because these are like all viney guys and stuff, I'm just going to plant them next to each other and just take their vines and stick it over the side of the bed. Because I'm just going to let them roam wild. I'm not worried about them, getting anywhere. I'm not putting them on a trellis or anything. I'm not stringing them up. I'm just going to let them run wild. I feel like that's kind of like the best thing to do with them. It's just to let them run wild because, I mean, they run wild in nature, right? So why not just let them run wild as it is? It's kind of funny, like everybody we automatically start throwing stuff on trellises and fucking trying to string them up trees and shit. It's like, well, it runs wild in nature. Why won't we just let it run wild as it is? Yes, I did my tomatoes on trellises, which I believe are the best thing to do because now that I know that indeterminate tomatoes will constantly grow infinitely until they die at the end of the season. So they're going to grow to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 feet, whatever it is, until they stop. Determinate tomatoes are only going to grow to a certain height. And once you see that flower at the top of it, that's the height that tomato's going to grow at. And after that, it's just, it produces the fruit, and then once its fruit production's done, it's done. I know some things people kind of like, well, when do I cut down my tomato plants? I would say, honestly, because that's going to be an interesting question for me, is when do I cut down my tomato plants? I'm going to wait until, like, obviously, well, I mean, I'm going to be making a video of it, of course. This is like the end of July. That's why these things got to get planted. I'm saying somewhere probably like October, November, December, somewhere in there, when they stop producing fruit. But I'll be, we only got a couple more months left, so this is only July that we're in. We got August, we got September, or like the next 2 hot months. October, it could be warm in October and then start cooling down into like the 70s. November could be like down in the 70s and 60s, and then somehow in December it just drops down to like 20 degrees. But even then, December, I've had Decembers that were like in the 70s. Our winter in New York, which is really funny. Everybody says it's November and December. No, our winter in New York actually really starts in January. January, February, and March are literally our winters in New York, at least in Long Island, New York. A lot of people think it's in November. It's not, because in November and December, it's very rare we have snow. And it's very rare that it's in the teens. It's usually only in the teens when it's like January, February, March. Probably years and years pass, but as years go on, the weather cycle changes. It turns. So it gets warmer earlier, it gets warmer later. Just keeps turning. The earth rotates, so does everything else. I'm just looking at my plants, man. I love it. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna put some JP's stuff on here. Definitely take a check out at James Pigioni, the gardening channel, as well, for more advice, more tips, and to find out, where I got all my information from. Because obviously it's been working, because I have not had a tray of plants look like this after 3 to 4 weeks. And these guys, unfortunately, they've been spending a lot of time inside, and the reason why they've been spending time inside longer than I wanted to was because I wanted to put a fence around the garden to keep the rabbits out. So, alright guys, this is Mike over here at Growtopia. You guys have a wonderful day.